Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen and this is Jen Clayton Beauty. We do everything beauty and makeup, and that includes every month I rank all of the eyeshadow palettes that I tried the previous month. So today I'm ranking all of the new to me eyeshadow palettes for February 2024. I tried 8 eyeshadow palettes in February. That's a lot of new eyeshadow palettes, and I have ranked them from the worst to the best. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload lots and lots of new videos every single week. I will link all 8 eyeshadow palettes down below for you. Any discount codes, I will put those for you as well. I always use a discount code when they're available. So I'll put all that information for you, as well as my favorite beauty subscription boxes, all of the makeup that I'm wearing in today's video in case you would like to shop this look, as well as discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. Let's rank the 8 eyeshadow palettes that I tried in February. Like I said, we're going to start with the worst palette and we're going to work our way up to the best palette. So coming in at number 8, or the worst palette that I tried in February, is this palette here from Unearthly Cosmetics. This is the Essential palette. Now this is a very neutral color story. However, it does have a pop of mauve, which I think is really pretty. We have an even number of mattes and shimmers. The issue with this palette, well, there were many issues with this palette. It swatched pretty good. It actually came in my Ipsy icon box for February, and it swatched pretty good. The mattes were a little bit hard to build up. I had to keep going in with my finger and picking up more shadow, but the shimmers actually swatched really beautifully. But when I applied this palette to my eyes, it was very lackluster. The mattes never really built up on the eye, and when I would layer one matte on another, it would just blend away to nothing. So what I ended up doing was trying to use the black, like I have today. I have a black in my outer corner. Today, I tried to use the black in the look and it just blended away to nothing. It was a very sheer kind of gray looking outer corner. Definitely didn't give me the depth that I wanted. And then just trying to layer the mattes on top of each other in my crease, truly they blended away to nothing. And then I tried to save the look with the shimmers, and the shimmers are not great. They're very soft in the pan, and when you swatch them, I mean, they're really pretty and buttery soft, but when you put them on the eye, they are very sheer, very similar to the mattes. I just wasn't impressed at all. It just didn't give me what I wanted, especially in the mattes, but even in the shimmers. So this palette has to rank at the bottom, and I've actually already put this in the declutter pile for this year. Now coming in next at number 7 actually surprised me because this is an indie brand that I really love their palettes, and that is the Rasha B Cosmetics Four Seasons palette. Now this palette came in my Slay Glam bag. Whoever operates Slay Glam Bag also creates Rasha B Cosmetics. I believe they're owned by the same brand. And like I said, this is an indie brand that I love. I truly love their shimmers. Their shimmers is where this brand shines, but their mattes are typically really nice as well. So I was excited about this palette. We have light mattes, we have mid-tone mattes, we have deep mattes, we have these 4 beautiful shimmers in the middle. You can create monochromatic looks by just going up and down the rows, mix and match the looks. This orange shimmer right here swatched beautifully. So I was really excited to put this on my eyes. And I won't say that it's certainly not as terrible as the Unearthly Cosmetics. The mattes were okay. Now the Rasha B mattes are usually good. Sometimes not great, but good. They're buildable, they're blendable, they're opaque, fade away during the day, they don't blend away to nothing. These mattes just took a lot of work. I was able to build up the pigmentation, but it took a lot of work. But the shimmers were beautiful. And this orange shimmer right here, this is the most beautiful black based orange kind of multi-chrome shimmer. And look at that. That is so absolutely beautiful. That really saved the look for me. I put that all over my lid and it was beautiful. And I used the green shimmer in my inner corner. The shimmers in this palette are the really good Rasha B Cosmetics, but the mattes, I feel like they definitely are, they're definitely not the normal Rasha B matte. So I was really disappointed, to be honest, in this palette. And I hemmed and hawed about keeping it because I really love the orange shade. And I'm on the fence. I don't know if this will stay in my collection or end up in the declutter. Number 6 is another indie brand. This was was my first time trying out this brand. It came in Ice Cream Beauty. This is Beauty Moon Cosmetics Boudica Warrior Princess palette. Now, this palette is a neutral palette. I said that when I unboxed my Ice Cream Beauty box. I do love that there is this pinky red leaning row, these pinky red shades, and I love that they threw in a blue shimmer, blue purple shimmer, just to give it a little bit of oomph, a little bit of uniqueness. This shade right here, Inhabitants, this green multi-chrome, green to pink to gold, beautiful. This palette is really nice. And like I said, it's my first time trying Beauty Moon Cosmetics, and I really loved it. This shade right here is beautiful as an inner corner highlight. I used some neutral shades. I used the pink and red shades. My look turned out really beautiful, and the shimmers in this palette, buttery, beautiful, sparkly on the eyes. I'm impressed. I can't wait to use this again. I'm definitely going to be doing another look with this, but this is a brand that I'm excited to see what they release in the future. The next 5 palettes are a million out of 10. I love every single one of them, and it took me a very long time to decide where to put these. So all of these palettes are exceptional. They could have been anywhere in the top 5. So coming in next is from Beauty Bay, and this is the Reckless Romance palette. So this was their Valentine's Day release. This palette is gorgeous. This palette is under $25. That's insane for the quality. The mattes, beautiful, buttery, blendable, opaque. The shimmers, stunning. And they have multiple shimmer formulas. We have some just basic shimmers, we have some really kind of sparkly shimmers, and then we have some duochromes. There's a little bit of everything in the palette. I love the coolness of this. I love that we have light, mid-tone, and deep mattes. This black, beautiful, did not blend away at all. My look turned out so pretty. It was this purple pink look. I actually have a testing new makeup video where I shared this palette. So definitely check that out. This palette is still available. I'll link it for you. It's an incredible price. The quality, stunning. Cannot wait to use this more. Next up is this beauty right here. This is from Wicked Widow Beauty, and this is their Valentine's Day release, the Lovesick palette. Now, I got this palette in my Ice Cream Beauty box, and I about lost my mind when I saw that the palette was in there because I wanted it so bad when I talked about it during my new makeup releases. I tried Wicked Widow Beauty for the first time with their Graveyard Smash palette, which also came in Ice Cream Beauty. So if you want Wicked Widow Beauty, subscribe to Ice Cream Beauty. It's $25 a month, 5 full-size items. This was one of them for February. And their formula is really nice. This palette, gorgeous. I love the light, mid-tone, deep mattes. We have light, mid-tone, deep shimmers. Beautiful, beautiful quality. The mattes are so nice. They layer beautifully. They're not patchy. The shimmers are sparkly, duochromes, beautiful sparkly toppers. Really, really nice palette. Again, I loved my look. Actually, I got so many compliments on this look. I will probably do a tutorial on this because I know a lot of you are interested in Wicked Widow, and a lot of you love it as much as I do, but highly recommend the Lovesick palette. Next up is from one of my new favorite indie brands. I've been loving this brand so much. Actually, there's several new indie brands I've tried recently that I've been loving, and one of those is Bella Beauty Bar, and this is their Dead Roses palette. So this is their Valentine's palette, aka anti-Valentine's Day palette. So it's a little bit more deep and dark and smoky and grungy. This shade right here, oh, it's so beautiful. It's the most beautiful multi-chrome. I actually have a video, full tutorial on this palette. I'll link it for you. This palette is packed with beautiful multi-chromes, beautiful duochromes, and exceptional mattes. Again, light, mid-tone, deep mattes, pinks, reds, purples. I see the shift of these shimmers, and it just makes me want to put this on my eyes. This is a palette I have reached for so many times. I love the color story. I love the looks that I got out of this palette. All the palettes are magnetic. They're removable. They're interchangeable. Bella Beauty Bar is one of my favorite indie brands. I need everything that they release. And as soon as I saw this palette, I knew that I needed to add it to my collection. Definitely did not disappoint. We are in the top 2. We are in the top 2 palettes for February, and coming in at number 2 is Adept Cosmetics Flying Fiddles palette. Now, this is Adept's version of a neutral palette, and they killed it. They slayed this palette. It is 100% neutral with a twist, which is my favorite kind of neutral. The twist comes mainly from the shimmer. So Adept is a very shimmer heavy company. Most of their palettes are very shimmer heavy. This one included. There's 4 mattes. We've got this brown, this pink, this beautiful teal blue, and then this burgundy shade. The rest of the palette is shimmers. and the shimmers are exceptional. Multi-chrome goodness, duochrome goodness, shifty, beautiful shimmers, and truthfully, those 4 mattes is all you need. You've got a light, you've got a mid-tone, you've got 2 deep mattes. I popped this teal matte under my lower lash line, and it just made my neutral look, it just took my neutral look to the next level. I do also have a full video on this palette. I'll link it for you. Gorgeous. And if I'm gonna reach for a neutral palette, there's a good chance it's going to be the Flying Fiddles from Adept Cosmetics. Drum roll please. Coming in at number 1 for February, which will probably be no surprise, comes from my all-time favorite indie brand, Unearthly Cosmetics, and that is the Charmer Palette. This is Unearthly's Valentine's Day palette. It actually was part of their Valentine's Day mystery box, which I bought the mystery box, loved it. I have a full video, I'll link it for you as well. You can actually see me do a look with this palette. It's perfection, absolute perfection. I love that we have this gorgeous, gorgeous wrinkle blue, light purples, neutral. This pink right here, she's not your mama's pink. She is a hot pink. And when I say hot, I mean hot pink. Hot pink to the max, and this teal shade is beautiful, the most beautiful shade in the outer corner to add some depth. And then we've got gorgeous shimmers, everything from light to mid-tone to deep. This shimmer right here called Intrigue, I used this in my tutorial. This is a multi-chrome with a black base, and it just added this sexy, smoky look. I love this palette. I love Unearthly. I can't get enough of Unearthly. I actually just saw that they're sneak peeking their spring palette, so you can bet I'm gonna pick it up. But this palette, if you can still get your hands on it, highly recommend. It's absolute perfection. Those are the palettes that I tried in February, ranked from worst to best. Let me know your thoughts on my ranking. Maybe you love some of the palettes I didn't love, and that's fine. We all have different tastes in makeup, but I really loved a lot of these palettes. And like I said, the top 5 really could have been anywhere in the top 5. They were that good. And of course, I'll link them in the description box with any discount codes for you. Again, I'll also have my favorite beauty subscription boxes, all of the makeup that I'm wearing, if you would like to shop this look, discounts to my favorite indie brands, and come follow me over on TikTok for more beauty and makeup. So that's a wrap. Ranking the eyeshadow palettes I tried in February.